Imagine you have a childhood dream of becoming a professional baseball player and doing everything you can to become a professional baseball player. And by that I mean playing in the winter, the spring, the fall, and the summer while everyone else is out playing, swimming, joking, playing video games, staying up late at night, but you're hard at work 2 to 3 times a week. And on the weekends you're traveling to baseball games. And you make it to college, playing the game you love so much. And in college, people are telling you that you are so good that you can go professional and play in the major leagues. So your college career ends, and you're expecting that phone call, that magical phone call that everyone that plays a sport growing up wishes they could get. And it doesn't come until one day you get a phone call from a man on the other line saying, "Are you ready to live your childhood dream?" You get so excited, you start jumping up and down, maybe even cry a tear or two from knowing all the hard work you do. And so you go play your major league career, working your way up from 1A to AA to AAA, which is right before the professionals, which is Major League Baseball. And you go through your routine on game day, probably put your cleats on, this and that. Whatever you do, you just go through your routine. And it's game time. You're playing the game like you have done 1,000 times. And then out of nowhere, a collision happens. Bang! Just like that. Your career's over. Done. Finished. Take a moment and imagine everything I just said. That's exactly what happened to Randy Pofone. Now you're asking yourself, who is this Randy Pofone guy that I'm talking about, and what does he do? Would you believe me if I told you you've probably seen him on TV, movies, and commercials? And now you're probably asking me, who is this guy that I've probably seen that this guy's talking about? That guy's name is Macho Man Randy Savage. And yes, he has performed in movies such as Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. He is the wrestler that Tobey Maguire faces when he puts on his first Spider-Man outfit. Or you might have seen him in a Slim Jim commercial saying, "Snap it to a Slim Jim." Yes, that man. That man is Macho Man Randy Savage. The myth, the legend, the all-time great wrestler. But before he did that, he was a baseball player. And like I said, his career came to a complete end with a collision at home plate. And it hit him pretty hard. But he decided to follow footsteps in his dad's shoes, I should say, by becoming a professional wrestler. Macho Man Randy Savage became one of the all-time greats in the ring and out of the ring by cutting promos. But he wasn't always so great at cutting promos. In fact, he was so terrified that other wrestlers have said that he would have panic attacks. And paramedics would have to give him oxygen, like full-blown, grab the chest, fall to the knees, panic attacks because he had to give promos. But you know what? He knew to be the very best, he had to get these promos right. And so he went out and got someone to help him learn how to do promos and speeches in front of thousands of people in an arena where he performed and millions around the world who were watching on TV. Now he's given millions, not millions, but thousands of promos and speeches, but there's one that stands out to me and I hold dear to my heart. And it's the one where he's talking about the cream of the crop. Being the cream of the crop. No matter what happens, you are the cream of the crop, and you should never forget your worth. And without him learning how to speak in public, he would have never gotten to where he was going. And now he is in the World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Fame for his wrestling and for his promos. But his promos are what set him apart. And he said, like I said earlier, to be the very best, you have to believe in yourself. And to do that, you got to know that you're the cream of the crop. And no matter what happens to you in life, you have to stay focused and remember that, you guessed it, you're the cream of the crop.